Alright, well, this is interesting. John Brennan, I'm sure we've all heard, has lumped libertarians in on a list of dangerous ideologies, also including fascists and authoritarians. Now, obviously, this is absurd for a number of reasons, but it's also ridiculous considering this is the same guy that helped Obama put together his kill list and argued that Obama had the right to kill American citizens overseas, no trial, no evidence, no conviction, no nothing. If we think something bad about you, John Brennan thinks the federal government has unilateral power to end your life, as long as your name makes its way onto that kill list. So the kill list. A kill list is something only psychopaths had, I thought, until Obama and Brennan. I guess when government has one, it's not psychopathic for some magical reason, I'm assuming. I guess I'll just settle for calling it authoritarian and despotic then. John Brennan should be the last person talking about the sanctity or sacrosanct nature of anything tied to government, being in support of your government having a kill list. That is what warlords have. That is what 2-bit dictatorships have. That is not what the clean and clear U.S. government should have, supposedly anyway. And if they do have it, then the only finger-pointing John Brennan should be doing as far as authoritarianism is concerned is pointing a finger directly back at himself. And I love it anyway. I like how these people clearly have no idea what they're talking about, and they just spew nonsense out because they know other people don't know anything, and they'll buy into it. Unless I've been completely wrong about everything, libertarians are all about, liberty and freedom and free markets, natural rights, non-aggression, not initiating force against people who have not harmed you or defrauded you or destroyed your private property in any way. To lump them in with so-called authoritarians, which again is hilarious coming from Brennan, because that is precisely what he is, complete war criminal. But to lump libertarians in with fascists and authoritarians is obviously so off base, it hurts my brain to try and square that circle. Just because someone might have a "Don't Tread on Me" flag does not necessarily mean they are an ideological libertarian that believes in not using the initiation of violence. I mean, I love that flag, but yes, unfortunately, there are some dimwits out there who have kind of co-opted it in a way. But isn't it funny? Brennan is telling Biden now, here's a list of groups we need to go after, including libertarians, that might be a threat to our power, that might make the lemmings and sheep we control think for once in their life. And it doesn't seem like their numbers are shrinking. So we should make sure we behave like authoritarians towards them and find out who they are because they're authoritarians, I guess, despite the fact that if he knew anything about libertarians at all, which I'm sure he doesn't, I bet he just associates them with some right-wing faction of some sort, and that's where his thought process ends. But if he did know anything, he would know that, my God, libertarians and authoritarians have nothing to do with one another, which oddly enough is precisely why I want nothing to do with the likes of Brennan, because he is simply the pot calling the kettle black. He is as authoritarian as they come, in an unbelievably creepy way to boot. So I guess get ready, everyone. The guy with the kill list thinks we're unsavory. And I like what Spike Cohen said, though. Now that we're probably going to be considered domestic terrorists, I wonder if the federal government will give us a bunch of guns and money now. That, after all, is something that Brennan had key roles in doing, as well as the former director of the CIA. So tell me again, John Brennan, who is the psychopathic authoritarian here? Because from where I'm sitting, that's you all the way. I've never made a kill list in my life. It never even crossed my mind. You seem to have reveled in it. And by the way, another thing, didn't we have a bunch of people looting and destroying a bunch of city blocks and businesses all throughout this past summer? Where were you then? If you want to talk about terrorism and disrupting the way of life and destroying the country and the nation and whatever, why is it that the lowly citizen doesn't count, but some vandalism occurs in your sacred building and all of a sudden the troops need to be ready? That tells us a lot about where your priorities are, and your priorities, frankly, are unbelievably frightening. But anyway, that's all for now. Like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone you can. It is extraordinarily appreciated, and take it easy.